distinguishes Advanced Micro Devices? PTR tracks 6,000 North American traded companies on a regular basis, consistently looking for new stock market winners. Advanced Micro Devices meets our criteria very well with a current value trend rating of B. Our appraisal of potential stock price performance relative to its peer group and the overall stock market is based on three key drivers of value: growth, profitability, and risk. Price Target Research identifies Advanced Micro Devices as having high expected growth, high financial strength, stability, and average profitability. A big positive influence on the company's valuation is its superior risk profile. Welcome to Price Target Research. I'm John Lafferty. Advanced Micro Devices operates as a semiconductor company worldwide. The company operates in two segments: computing and graphics, and enterprise, embedded, and semi-custom. Its products include x86 microprocessors as an accelerated processing unit, chipsets, discrete and integrated graphics processing units, data center and professional GPUs, and in development services. And finally, server and embedded processors and semi-custom system-on-a-chip products. It also does development services and technology for game consoles. AMD is traded on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange with the ticker AMD. On February 15th, 2024, the stock closed trading at $176.76 with a market cap of $286 billion. To achieve annual average stock market performance of 9% over the next 6 years, Advanced Micro shares will need to reach $296. To achieve upper quartile performance, the company's shares will need to reach $349 by 2029. What is the market's view of Advanced Micro's future operating performance is reflected in the current price of $177. The quartile chart is an essential tool in producing PTR's valuation scorecard. For each metric included, performance of a company and its peer group is ranked high to low in quartiles identified. The high end of the bar is top quartile, the bottom end of the bar is lower quartile, and the line in the middle is median performance. The company's value is determined and converted to a percentile, and also plotted with a red dot. AMD's investment profile is very sharply outlined. A large number of characteristics stand out as either upper or lower quartile: low dividend yield, high PE ratio, low forecasted profitability, low historical profitability, high financial strength, high stock price volatility, low leverage, high equity market value, high expected growth, and high historical growth are all extremes. Relative to the S&P 500, Advanced Micro has both growth and value characteristics. Its appeal is likely to be to capital gain-oriented investors. The company is of the highest investment quality. Advanced Micro's peer group consists of 14 companies that have very similar investment operating characteristics. Relative to the S&P 500 composite, AMD's overall valuation is quite high. Current annual total return performance of 123% is upper quartile relative to the S&P 500. The company's current 5-year annualized total return performance of 47% is also upper quartile relative to the S&P 500 and is superior. PTR's assessment of growth starts with the fact that a company's intrinsic or sustainable growth rate reflects such physical things as units produced, customer counts, square feet, and head count. Sustainable growth is reflected in the growth of balance sheet measures such as current assets, gross plant, and shareholder equity. As a consequence, our analysis of AMD's growth looks to the balance sheet as well as the income statement. Equity growth, revenue growth, and asset growth have all been superior. These factors have buoyed market perceptions of Advanced Micro. The company's historical income statement growth has been lower than the balance sheet growth. Revenue growth has fallen short of asset growth, and earnings growth has fallen short of equity growth, driving an erosion in the company's return on equity. Advanced Micro's consensus growth rate forecast, which is the average of Wall Street analyst forecasts, is about 32% a year, substantially below the average of the historical growth measures. PTR's growth rate forecast of 20% is substantially below the consensus and substantially below the average of the historical growth measures. Firms create wealth by investing capital at returns above the cost of capital. The higher the spread between the rate of return and the cost of capital, the more wealth is created and the higher the potential stock market valuation. Thus, return on capital and return on equity are extremely important in understanding a firm's performance on behalf of its shareholders. AMD's return on equity has improved very significantly since 2015. The current level, however, is only 1.5% versus the high of 160% and the low of minus 119, very volatile operating performance. The company's very strong negative trend in pre-tax operating return has been significantly offset by a strong positive trend in non-operating factors, and that's a major performance consideration going forward. The productivity of AMD's assets declined over the full period 2014 to 2023. Asset turnover suffered a very strong overall downtrend that accelerated very sharply after the 2021 level. Additionally, the pre-tax margin has exhibited little to no overall change, but experienced a very sharp decline from the 2021 level. AMD's asset turnover is group lagging. This factor has negatively affected market perceptions of the company. The company has high excess cash, however, and will have to work to reinvest it at attractive returns to support profitability and valuation. Our return on equity forecast is 12.2%, slightly above our recent forecasts. A slight erratic increase in our forecast occurred between 2015 and 2023. The current forecast is still significantly below the 2021 peak of 38%. AMD's risk profile has been its biggest valuation strength. The company's favorable risk profile is reflected in overall variability, which has been somewhat above average, with above average revenue variability, low earnings variability, and only average stock price volatility. Its financial strength is relatively very high, and earnings expectations are about average. The debt-to-capital ratio for the company has declined very significantly in recent years, however. Total shareholder returns are expected to significantly beat the overall equity market for AMD. Based on current investor expectations, AMD shares should reach a level of $445 by 2029, a 16.6% per year total shareholder return. A 2029 stock price of $296 would reflect median performance, and a price of $349 would be required to reach upper quartile performance. So the company significantly exceeds that expectation. PTR's value trend rating is the overall measure of a stock's attractiveness relative to a universe of all companies traded on North American exchanges. The value trend rating combines the appreciation score that measures a stock's appreciation potential relative to the universe, 0 being the lowest, 100 the highest, and the power rating that measures its current timeliness, again with 0 being the lowest and 100 the highest. A high value trend rating on a stock means that it's expected to lead the general market, while low value trend rating stocks are expected to lag. Advanced Micro has a current value trend rating of B, which is positive. It has a neutral appreciation score of 52, but a quite good power rating of 83, and the positive value trend rating of B results. The value trend rating is designed to identify groups of companies at stages when their performance reflects important underlying change. In these cases, a given value trend rating can be maintained for a relatively long period. It goes without saying, however, that ratings for stocks of interest should be reviewed regularly. Well, that's a wrap for the Advanced Micro Devices Valuation Scorecard. You can find additional company research and current value trend ratings on our website at pricetargetresearch.com and more videos on youtube.com/pricetargetresearch.